Good morning. Thank you for joining us here again today. I am joined again by Superintendent Taylor and City Manager Murphy. We are recapping where we were from yesterday. As you recall, Lowell Police Department responded about 7:30 yesterday morning to what was later determined to be a homicide by gunshot on Stevens Street. We are now identifying that woman who was shot inside that home as Nicole White of Lowell, date of birth 1/20/73. Immediately upon that notification, Lowell Police Department began the search for an individual identified as Ross Elliott. That search continued in the grid area over in the Highlands yesterday. Superintendent Taylor will talk a little bit more about the lifting of that shelter-in-place order and the continuing search. At this point, we want to thank people for the cooperation. Thank all of you for getting this information out there. Just remind people that it is still our belief, and based on what happened, that Mr. Elliott is armed, that he is extremely dangerous. He has now been on the run for a fairly long time. There's been no confirmed sighting since yesterday. There's an anticipated bad weather over the weekend. We're reminding people to just be careful about securing places where one might go to get out of the weather, whether it's garages, sheds, that type of thing. Superintendent Taylor is going to give you a little bit of information about the ongoing search, and then the city manager will update folks in the city about the status.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll give you an update on the continuing search for the homicide suspect, Ross Elliott. Law enforcement continues our efforts to bring this search to a safe conclusion and result in the apprehension of Mr. Elliott. The last confirmed sighting was last evening, approximately 4:30 p.m., near the intersection of Pine and Stevens Street in the city of Lowell. As a result of that sighting and that interaction with a resident in the city, the Lowell Police conducted an extensive ground search in that general area last evening. We utilized over 100 Lowell police officers, state police officers, and other police officers from our NIMLAC Law Enforcement Council. We, overnight and continuing today, continue to deploy additional police resources in the city, both Lowell State Police and also members from the NIMLAC SWAT team. As a precaution, we have been in close contact with the City of Lowell public schools and also some private schools in the area. And as a precaution, we have placed Lowell police officers at every school in that vicinity, and that effort will continue through today and through dismissal. We continue to ask the public's assistance. Any sightings or suspicious activity, please report to the Lowell Police. Call 911 immediately. If you think you have something suspicious or a possible sighting, do not take action yourself. Call your local law enforcement. We'd also like to thank the public and the media for their dedication, their assistance, and their vigilance during this very stressful search. We understand this was a significant inconvenience to everybody, but it is important and it is a serious safety concern to get this individual into custody. Just as a reminder, Mr. Ross Elliott is wanted for a shooting that occurred in the city yesterday. He is considered armed, dangerous, and increasingly desperate. Please call 911 if you have any sightings. Any updates to this search will be disseminated immediately using the Lowell Police Department social media platforms, and that is the most immediate way for people to get information. Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of Mayor Edward Kennedy and the Lowell City Council, I just want to congratulate all of the members of the Lowell Police Department and the surrounding communities that came to Lowell last night at this tragic hour. I was with them late until the evening, and the only way I can describe their actions are courageous and heroic. I also want to assure the citizens of Lowell, as the city manager and a fellow resident of a long time of the Highlands, you are safe in your neighborhood. We have an abundance of public safety officials there, a watchful eye, and you are safe. But if you see anything suspicious, please call immediately, and we will follow up on it. Thank you.
Thank you.
He followed me yesterday afternoon down at the saloon. Then he followed me down there yesterday afternoon down at the rally cap. Then he followed me last night over at Cotton Kettles. And he followed me down the rail track there.
All right, maybe we could have one of the police department have a chat with you about that. Anybody have?
Are you considering the possibility that he may no longer be alive?
We have no information to indicate that status at this point. That would be pure speculation. We are moving forward to bring, as the superintendent said, hoping to bring this to a safe conclusion for everyone.
And you're operating on the assumption that he is on foot based on this sighting yesterday, on foot and armed.
We have no information that leads us to believe otherwise, but we don't have any information confirming that at this point. We're now almost 12, 14 hours out from the last time.
Do you think he's still in the whole area, or do you think he may have left?
We have no information one way or the other, so we are operating as though he is still in this area. Obviously, we are pursuing any other investigative leads as well.
With other departments?
Yes. Yes.
Have you been in contact with any of his friends and family? Are they cooperating with you guys?
Obviously, this is an ongoing investigation. We are utilizing every possible means to attempt to locate him and bring this to a safe conclusion. Our goal is to bring this to a safe conclusion for Mr. Elliott, as well as certainly the members of law enforcement.
When you say desperate, why do you believe that?
Well, just because of the amount of time that's passed, we have no information other than what we know yesterday, that he was seen in the neighborhood still with a handgun. The longer this goes on, obviously it becomes more difficult for someone to continue to elude the good efforts that have been brought to bear by the Lowell Police Department and other law enforcement.
Will there be home-to-home searches today, or what sort of activity?
We're going to continue to update this tactical plan as we get information and as the day goes on. Thank you.
Miss White had a child with her, apparently, at the time this happened. Does the child witness what happened? Is it your belief the child witnessed? Are you able to talk to her through a family member or with a family member?
We're pursuing all of those investigative aspects, and it is certainly at this point we can confirm that that child and other family members are safe.
Will you keep police at the school throughout this until will you keep police at the school throughout this?
We'll do that today, and then obviously we'll update. If in fact we haven't gotten to a conclusion by Sunday, we'll update and make plans for next week.
And extra patrols still on the roads today?
Yes.
Yes, that's correct.
That last confirmed sighting, was that the off-duty firefighter?
Yes. Yeah.
And where's the daughter at this point?
They're in a safe location. Thank you.
Spelling of Nicole with an H or no?
Nicole.